Okay, guys, this is gonna be my Wonder Woman movie review. This just like the last video. This is gonna be spoiler free at the beginning and spoilers at the end of the video. So, just you're safe in this part of the video if you have not seen it. But just know once I get to the spoilers, you just leave. And so, just let's just get started. This movie is the best DC movie. Not the best DC movie ever, but the best DC movie in the DCEU. But I would say it's actually up there. It's really not that. It's a really good movie, especially for the first Wonder Woman movie. And I don't know why it took them so long to make this movie, but I'm really glad that it came out. And I like the last movie. I wasn't super hyped for this movie, except for the, I mean, also like because Justice League was coming out in November, and I'm still really hyped for that movie, and I was actually more hyped for that movie. But so I really didn't have that much expectations, and the only thing that I was hoping that this movie didn't do was that whole feminist thing, like you know what I mean, like just like that, like just kind of pushing it, and making it seem like, oh, women are better, like you know what I mean. Like I hope you guys know what I mean, and like not that I'm against it or anything, we should all be equal, but you know how some people are, and I was really glad that this doesn't happen in that movie, and like they still managed to show that women are still strong and they can get stuff done. And also the characters in this movie are great. Wonder Woman, she's beautiful, but and she was really good at the acting. And I like how she has the accent, like 'cause she also does have an accent in real life, but I like how they worked it into the movie, and it kind of makes sense, and everybody else in the Themyscira, the island that they live in, they all also have the accent. Also, Steve Trevor, played by Chris Pine, he did amazing. He was hilarious in this movie, and I kind of wish that he was able to play Green Lantern. But now that I think about it, now that a Flashpoint movie is most likely happening, some things kind of change once Flashpoint is done. Maybe they could do something where he becomes Green Lantern or something like that. And I hope, or maybe they could do the whole multiverse thing where in another Earth he plays Green Lantern. He's the Green Lantern in that Earth, which would be really awesome because Green Lantern is that kind of funny character too, and I think he would do a really good Green Lantern. But yeah, Chris Pine was great. There wasn't that many main characters. Those guys that helped Wonder Woman with the army that you see in that black and white photo, they were pretty good. They were funny. But also, another thing that I liked about this movie was the action, but it was also kind of something that I didn't like, and I'll get to that once I get to the dislikes. But I love the color choice in this movie. It's a colorful movie, especially when you go to Themyscira for the first time and you just see blue skies and the really clear blue water, and it just looks so nice, and the grass and everything. Just the colors were awesome, and I also like how when you first see England or Orlando, I forgot what it was. I don't remember. When you first see it, it's like Wonder Woman's like it's hideous, and like it was really funny, and like even the color choices for that, it looks really realistic and it looks pretty good. But at least the entire movie wasn't like that, and I really like how Wonder Woman's suit looked like in this movie. It was like a lot more colorful. In Batman versus Superman, for some reason, like it was a really dark color. But at the same time, it kind of takes place in the future, so maybe something happened. But I really like how her suit looked in this movie. I think it was actually better. And it doesn't really look like that in Justice League, but I would like to see, maybe in the future it could be more of that bright color because, I think it looks better like that. And the comedy in this movie, it's not only just Chris Pine, being really funny, like the banter between them, her and Chris Pine, they both have a really good chemistry in this movie, and I buy their relationship. And also the other guys that helped him in the army, those army guys that were at the bar, they were really funny too. Mm, but they didn't have that many funny scenes. But so now but anyways, just this movie was really good. I'm really happy that it was better than I thought. And so now I'm gonna get to the spoilers. So if you have not seen it, please leave, or if you don't care, go ahead and feel free to stay. But I'm just gonna get to the spoilers right now. So let's get started. There's not many. Oh, I didn't even mention the what's it called? The things that I didn't like. You know what? I'll mention in the spoilers right now. Things that I didn't like was the how the action. It didn't. It was kind of like it looked good, but there were some scenes where you could just see the CGI, and it's just like, okay. But for some reason, all DC films in the DCEU, like when CGI gets shown in the movie, like it's really obvious for some reason, and it just kind of bothers me sometimes. But I could just forget about it. But another thing that I didn't like about the action that much was the whole slow mo thing. Like how she'll like look and then she'll slide on the floor and she's like, and then she'll hit the person, and then she'll like do a backflip and then like kick the person in slow mo, and it's like, really, come on. Like, I understand that it will look kind of fake too if you just do it in normal in the normal speed, but at the same time, like, and I'm okay with slow mo, but as long as it's done right and it's not overdone, And I feel like sometimes the slow mo kind of got old in this movie. I was like, eh. And the only other thing that I didn't like that much about this movie was the villains. For those of you who don't know, Ares was the main villain, but the advertisement of this movie, the marketing, my bad, they made it seem like that it was the gas lady that had the plastic thing in her mouth, Dr. Poison, I think her name was. And the other guy who works with her, he played, what's his face, William Stryker in X-Men Origins Wolverine. And it took me so long to realize that. I was like, he's in another movie that I just can't put my finger on it. I forgot. And then I looked up the cast and I saw it, and it said Origins Wolverine. And I was like, that's where he's from. But anyways, they were okay. They weren't like memorable villains. Like, they were just kind of like, okay, yeah, they were good. But they were kind of like cheesy at times. There's this one part where they're talking to these people in a room, and then they like walk out, and right before they close the door, they like, Dr. Poison throws some gas in there that can kill them, that she made, and like then they close the door right away so that way they can't get out. And then there's this, they say something, and then right after they say it, they do that really cringy like villain laugh, like ha 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 ha, and they're like laughing, and it's just like, really, come on, you guys can do, like, I'm okay with kind of corny and cheesy stuff, just like in the original Spider-Man movies. It works. So, but there's just sometimes where it doesn't work, and especially since in this movie there's not that many scenes like that, and so you're just kind of seeing it for the first time. It's kind of like, this is kind of weird. But also same thing with Ares. When you finally see him, I didn't see the twist coming actually, but and I did like the twist. But still though, like the CGI, again, like I said earlier, when you see the CGI, it's really noticeable, and it kind of throws me off every time I see it. And I wish they kind of just like, gave him at least some armor and make it look realistic, and like maybe you can use a little bit of CGI. But even the face, there's parts where they zoom in on his face, and like you just see, I'm pretty sure even that was CGI, and it kind of bothered me. But I did like the design though, how he looked. I was actually really impressed with it, and the whole fight at the end was actually really entertaining and great. It was, overall, this movie was really good. I was really happy with it. If you guys have not seen it, you guys should. It's the best DCEU movie, better than Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad. And Suicide Squad and Man of Steel. So, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys have not seen my Guardians of the Galaxy 2 review or my other videos that I made, which is the Flash, Batman the Telltale series, Thor Ragnarok trailer, and the Justice League trailer, if you guys have not seen that, go ahead and check that out. And anyways, thank you guys for watching this, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.